and the workers in this office kind of dropped everything and started barricading stuff up here to like try to barricade away from whatever was killing them. I haven't really decided yet story-wise. I'm not the writer for this. But then, you know, it fell through the floor because these were too heavy, and then, you know, they just did it again down here. They kind of barricaded everything up. So I'm not going for a randomized physics effect. I'm kind of going for a this was placed here by a human thing. Kind of. Yeah. Ooh. For the entirety of that, I was still in Blender. For that, I apologize.
Okay, Matt. I just realized I probably should do that biology homework at some point.
Alright, I can get off the call with you if you need to.
Okay.
Alright, talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.
Whoa, that just suddenly got louder. For those of you who don't know me, I am the king of like 2-hour Skype calls. Okay, back here. Latin. Ooh, okay, that's a bit strong. That is stronger than I want it, kinda. Come on, don't go in. Kind of just going for the roughed up corners. And I know this is work that probably should be done in ZBrush, but I'm like fairly certain that ZBrush costs money, and that's money I don't have. I don't know, honestly. What I really want to do is be doing, like, experimental technology stuff. That's my favorite thing to do. You know, like, for example, like, making stuff like the Kinect. That kind of stuff is really fun to me. Or, like, making stuff like the Omni and the Oculus Rift. That combination is really fun to me, and I'd love to, like, play around with that. But, game development is really fun, too, because it kind of incorporates all of the different areas of computing technology. Into just like one thing that you can work on, because a lot of the problems with the projects I tend to make is that it's like, oh well, you have 20 projects going on and they're all doing different things, and you know, you never end up finishing one of them, so this kind of helps me with that. Okay, that looks pretty terrible, but I'm like 90% sure it's going to look better in game because you're not actually going to be able to get close to this. Although, maybe, I don't know. Alright, I think that looks good. So I'm just going to take this, unwrap it, cube projection. I don't think that looks too bad. I think it actually does a pretty good job of unwrapping that. So, Demo Cube 2. Don't overwrite that, that would be bad. Then head back into Unity. Delete that. And add it back in. Demo Cube 2. There we go. Oh, wow. Oh, okay. Went right in my vision for a second. I'm like, oh crap, that's big. I don't remember scaling that up. And again, the geometry looks really rough, but it's going to look much better when I put the texture on it. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do that right now. It's texture 15. There we go. See, that looks better-ish. My only worry about it is that it looks like it's repeating too much, but that's not too much of an issue. I can kind of fix that. Oh no, we lost a viewer. That's sad. now I'm gonna have to invisible wall this all up just to make it look like you can't go there. I should probably also apply that texture to these walls since they're not supposed to be seen. By the way, just let me know if you want to like change the music or anything. I'll totally game for that. It has to be Monster Cat though, just because their licensing is a little bit more lenient on Twitch. You don't have to like pay for licensing, or if you're monetized, it's only like $15 a month or whatever. Oh, thanks E6. Thanks for watching, I guess. By the way, if it sounds like I'm just talking nonsense, I'm reading the chat, I'm answering your questions, so if you have one about the game or about what I'm working on or anything, go ahead and ask. Actually, you know what? Because it looks like you can jump that, and you shouldn't be able to. Alright, I think that looks good enough. I feel like it would be really good if we had some sort of dramatic light on this, but I don't know. I do really like how when you open up this hallway now, you can see more of the dramatic red lights in the background, even though they don't really get anything. Yeah, one thing I do need to fix though is these lights, because I'm using like the Gaussian blur just really is computationally taxing. Like, if you look this way, you can notice my frame rate dip a little bit. Then I look this way and I get, you know, a solid 60 again, so... I don't know. I don't think I can pre-blur the textures, because then, you know, the perspective won't work on her. I don't know what I'll do. Yeah, I didn't know about the game development section on Twitch either. I was actually complaining about that for about 12 minutes, almost exactly 12 minutes, and I know because it's the length of the song I listened to. And then my friend Will was like, "Oh, you suggest it to Twitch," and I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So I'm poking around on their website, and I'm like, "Oh, it's already there." And so I just added it to it, and suddenly viewers happened. So that's good, and all. So one of the other things I need to do, first of all, now that I have this up here, I'm going to invisible wall off this section because I do not want the player going in this direction. So we're just going to do that and then turn off the renderer. And same goes for this section. I'm just going to... Well, there we go. Change that. Make it wide. Rotate it slightly, generally fit the geometry, and then turn off the mesh renderer. And then bam, now if you try to walk into it, you'll just stop here. It won't let you go any further, which is wonderful because we don't want the players breaking out of our game. It would be kind of bad. I have a problem with it. There's no mesh renderer there. Unity is like, oh, that object doesn't exist anymore. So you have to find it in the side panel, which, good luck. Alright, let's see, what should I work on next? Because, basically, the stuff in this room that I really want to work on, like these chalkboards, for example, look really bad. I made them when I thought you were only going to see them through this window, where they kind of look okay. But if you go down here, it's really obvious there's nothing on them. So what I need to do is, when I get back into the lab, oh, when am I getting back into the lab? Because today is a snow day, tomorrow is a snow day. Maybe Thursday or Friday. I need to try to make some seamless textures for that, when I have access to a nice big whiteboard, because, you know, chalkboards die. Yeah. I'll try my hand at making seamless textures, which I am historically really pretty bad at. I don't know, maybe it'll work out. Ooh. Reminds me, while I'm down here, just have to paste that, leave it over there. Man, I am noticing all sorts of stuff. There we go. So this is supposed to be a robotics lab. I also have to get in touch with the writers, because this area is supposed to be a key story point where whatever the apocalypse actually is in here, and you come in contact with like a dead version of that, so like zombies or robots or whatever it's going to be. And then you have to, you know, go through here and come through here, and then go through the lecture hall, which you can see up there. It's in the main thing. Ooh, that's what we need to fix. So yeah, I'm making like a base hallway, and then I'm basically blocking off bits of it, so you're taking effectively the longest route through it, which is a nice thing, and I don't have to model everything. So yeah, I have to get stuff on the tables in here. I have to model a computer to books. Actually, that's a good thing to start working on. I'll work on that. Alright, so I'm going to add in a cube. I guess I'll model his computer first. I'm just going to take this. Oops, don't do that. I'm just going to basically model his monitor. His computer is going to be a box. Just a tad lower. Let's see. What does an old CRT look like? It's smaller in the back, so that means it needs to be mounted close to the front. So if I select the back, no. If I select the back, it doesn't look that bad. No think. There we go, and then I can just indent this just ever so slightly. Okay. And there we go. Kinda terrible, but whatever, it works. Computer monitor. You know what else I could do right here if I was feeling really fancy is add in a very slight curve. Which I am feeling very fancy, so works out perfectly. Scale along the z-axis because I think it's slightly too bad. Right, that doesn't look too bad. It is kind of rough though. Oh crap, yes, yes I did. Okay. Oh, sorry by the way if you guys are asking questions. I wasn't paying attention to chat for a second there. I am doing a lot of stuff in the game, yes. Since it's a very small team that's working on the game, I'm pulling many hats. I'm modeling, texturing, level logic, level design, all that kind of stuff. I'm not doing the writing. I'm doing the voiceover, well, some of the voiceover, but I'm not doing the actual audio engineering for that. So I'm just speaking it, I'm not actually, you know, noise reduction and making it sound good. So yeah. Only if you... No, I'm not going to model the insides. I'm not going that far. Sorry. Hold on a second. Okay, so I feel like that's probably good. You know, it wouldn't hurt though. Starting on a Sub-Zero, which is a dangerous game since this is supposed to be a very low poly model. But whatever, it can't hurt that much, right? Oh yeah, that looks horrible. Yeah, nope. Stay with the straight lines. Ooh, have to unwrap it. Nope, don't do that. Don't do that. Okay. I think that looks pretty good. So, export wavefront. Export. Okay, go back into Unity. Assets, 1. There it is. Right there. Okay. And then I'll just make some random box. And that'll be the computer. Hey, Miguel! Thanks for joining. Yeah, 3D modeling is insane. Like, if you've ever played around with Blender, it's ridiculous. You just have to learn so much. Like, everything is done using hotkeys, and it... oh, man. I think Blender wins the award for having the world's most complicated user interface. It's kind of ridiculous. Alright, what do we need now? I guess some books. Books would be nice. So, jump back into Blender. And, for now, I'm going to be lazy and not worry about the texture work, even though it probably should be. But yeah, so I'm just going to take the easy way out. I'm going to do it super simple right now and just worry about texturing and the detail pass later. This is supposed to be just a level prototype. We're just trying to get the game mechanics basically in at this point. So, join. Let's join. There we go. Join. Front. Books. Oh, not in all caps. Books. Exports. Jump back into Unity. Where would they be? Books. Scale down just a tad, and I'm going to just steal some of the papers from upstairs and use those because I think that'll be the simplest way of doing it. Okay, so I have these papers up here, which is literally just English homework and physics homework from, like, forever ago. Yeah, and I'm just gonna copy those and move them down here. I have set the resolution on these pages so low that you can't even read the words on... well, I think you can read the words on one of them, but, like, this one, you just can't. So it doesn't break the illusion, even if you try to read it. It doesn't say anything. You need to do after this is rigid body all of these and make it so you can, like, play around with them if you walk on the table or something stupid like that. that's good enough. Okay, so this is the first educational game that doesn't suck. I'm trying to teach math in a way that hides that you're learning math, because all current educational games are literally just a game with math strapped to it, and that's so lazy and it makes it super boring. What I'm doing here is I'm kind of designing a game around math to make it so that you don't even know that you're doing it while you're playing. Like, my whole goal for this is that people play the game and they're like, where's the math? You know, and then they, you know, go and get a math worksheet from their teacher or something, and they're like, oh, this is really easy now. You know, like, kind of like Portal, with the physics, it kind of preps you for the physics class, like, you kind of generally know how inertia and stuff like that works. That's what I'm aiming for this game to be. Yeah. And I've got quite a lot of work done so far. I will, since there are a couple new people since the last time I showed it off, I will show off the progress I have so far. So, this is the room you start off in. This is kind of the base room where I, like, show off some of the lighting effects that I'm doing. I have some really nice, I'm using these lights as projectors, so I'm, like, projecting a little nice grid pattern, caustics over here, and some shadows, too. You come in here, and I'm basically doing a lot of shadow work in this room. So if you see, everything is casting a shadow in every direction, because there's lights, like, literally in every direction. And I have a bunch of just random objects in here that I kind of just threw in to make it look more full. And I have nice looking hallways with those awesome reflections. I just love the fact that I got these to work the way I did. And I also have, like, sound on everything, so as you move around the level, like, you move close to these, you hear the buzzing of the fluorescent lights, and the air moving around, and the dripping of the coffee and the coffee pots in the break room. Storage room with the floor ripped up for some reason. Lecture halls, stuff like that. Areas where the floor has, like, given out. And then just stuff down there. Scary hallway with red back there. Some nice robotics labs, stuff like that. You actually go down there. Break room's in here, basically. You go down here, you go down an elevator, and then there's some witty dialogue, which I'm not going to spoil. And basically you end up falling down to this hole, and you have to go through this room in here, through the office, and then through the lecture hall down here. And yes, for sure, definitely going to be a ton of Easter eggs in there. I'm going to put a ton of actual references in the actual dialogue. I'm talking with the writers, although I'm not actually writing the game. Yeah, I have all the internet references in there, basically. I have Rickroll references, I have LeetSpeak references, I have Tumblr references, Reddit references, everything. I'm going for it all. Because I want this game to actually be entertaining, as well as teaching you stuff, basically. And as you can see, as I went from the start to the levels I'm still working on, you can see how much less polished it is. Like, that doesn't look nearly as good as that. But, you know, work in progress. What was I working on? What was I working on? Oh yeah, I need to put chairs in the professor's office. I'm just gonna steal one from the break room. Okay. Chair in generally the right location. Make it a tad bigger. There you go. Ooh, you know what would be cool with this? Rigid body. Yes, there's a rigid body on this. So when you walk through here, you can knock over the chair. I'm gonna put a rigid body on all of these models that I just modeled so that you can basically walk all over the place and it'll just kind of go in places. I don't know. Yeah. Alright, so how I did this is, up here, this whole pile of everything, these objects, used to be up here, but I want to block off both this hallway and this hallway, so instead of just doing this twice, which would be kind of cliche, I made it so it fell through the floor, so that there's a reason for it to happen twice. I find that's what makes levels really realistic, is having like a story behind them, being able to like tell the whole story of how it happened. It might be a little bit more subconscious to some of the other players, but it makes it seem just a lot more actual realistic when you play the game. I think I'm also going to duplicate these stairs and make them so you can actually get up on them, because this is supposed to be a lecture hall where you can sit down. And right now, this is some pretty major stadium seating. Close enough. There we go. That's much, much better. Alright, and then this is the actual room that you can see from here. So, yeah. Alright, so one thing I do have to worry about is what am I going to put in the walls here. I don't want too much empty space because, you know, this repetition kind of makes the game look fake. Even though it's obviously fake, but I want to make it as realistic as possible, so I don't know what I can put there, really. I mean, maybe I can get away with putting some sound dampening pads, because those are generally in large concrete rooms, you know. Oh yeah, the blur effect on the windows is actually something I'm kind of worried about, because while it looks really nice, like it's the exact effect I'm going for, it's the it's a Gaussian blur, which takes a lot of computational power, and I'm using it on every window in here, so it pretty badly needs some optimization, and I'm not that far into the level yet. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. But for right here, I don't know if I can maybe get away with putting some sound dampening pads there, because people might not. I mean, that's kind of an object that you're not generally used to seeing in most rooms, so most people might not know what it is. It might just be a box to most people. So I kind of need something that's a little bit more easy to recognize to put in this area. I don't know, maybe some speakers, or... Actually, you know what I could put there is a whole lighting setup. Because this is technically a stage, so it would need that. I guess. Yeah, I was thinking about a speaker, but I don't know, this is a lecture hall, not like a performance hall, so I don't think there'd be a speaker in this kind of space. Ooh, yes, a projector, that's a really good idea. Yeah, because I was actually going to use the default Unity projector for that, but Unity projectors work really, really weird. I could also do a logo, but I don't think this would be the right place for it. Just in the middle of a theater. You know, like if you go to like a high school theater, you don't see their logo. Even, you know, in a high school theater, you don't see their logo like right there. There we go. I'm just making some stairs up what we think. There we go, I think that's good enough. Move those two back just a tad. Waldo sitting down on the stairs. Why would I do that? That's copyrighted. Can't do that. I'm only doing subtle copyright infringement, like the graphical style of Portal, pretty much. I don't know. Also, I really need to fix this projector here, because if you see the actual this is a mesh. The projection, in air quotes, is a mesh, because the Unity projectors do not work the way you'd expect them to. The things on the walls are actually room numbers. There's one in every room, so the letter refers to the actual room on the floor, and then the 4 refers to the actual floor that it's on. So like that is off, right? Okay. So like this is the 4th floor, and this is room B. So everything in here is 4B. This in here is the first room on this floor, so it's 4A. But if you go up a level, you know, this is level 3. You know, there are rooms like 3C, 3B, and 3A. Stuff like that. Honestly, I'm just using it so that I can have an excuse to put in a color scheme, because if you look at the lights are very, very, very slightly blue, and the actual orange here creates a very, very nice color scheme, and it makes it look very visually pleasing without you even really knowing about it. And I've done a lot of work with the actual level design in this particular level. Like, there's a thing in game design called the squint test. If you squint at a level, where you see pure white, or where you see the brightest area, is where the player is most likely to go. And so if you look from right here, there's pure white right at the end of this hallway. And if you look from, you know, right here, there's pure white at the end of this hallway. And there is here too, but there's red, so the player is generally not going to go there because red means danger, it's a little bit stronger. And I've actually done work with the lights. If you notice, the farther away you get from the lights, you can't actually see the white in the light panel, so you don't notice it as much. It kind of just like has a guiding line that guides your eye down towards the center, which I know it might seem generally really super nitpicky and kind of stupid, but it does actually work, and it's surprising how well it works. Gamers are actually kind of predictable, if you didn't know before. There are tons of tricks that you can just use, and the player will, for the most part, follow. Sometimes he'll go off on his or her own path, but usually he'll stick to if you design it that way. Okay, so now that I have this office kind of done, I can make some posters, like some physics posters and stuff like that, and I also need to put like parts of whatever the apocalypse was on these tables in here. But let's see. I guess this really is the room I need to work on next. So a lighting setup wouldn't be bad. So I guess I'll jump over to Blender again. And I will start work on a truss. Cylinder. Very, very low poly, because this is going to be very, very small and very far away from the player. Let's say it's Y? Yeah, Y90. No, X 10. Hopefully that'll be enough. Seriously? What? Did they move the shortcut for copy-paste? Are you kidding me? Why would someone do something like that? What possible purpose could that serve?
Are you ready?
Okay, there we go.
I said,
Yeah.
are you ready?
Again, by the way, guys, if you find this music annoying or anything, just tell me. I'll change it to something else. So rotate C. Out. Scale local X. Not local X. There we go. Ooh, I'm gonna have to change that out, I think.
I said,
There we go. X2. So what I'm kind of going for now is just like a lighting truss, basically. That's pretty much it. I'm not going for anything too fancy. I'm making it slightly smaller so that it's very, very easy to title. No, I'm not playing the 10-hour song. I can only play Monster Cat music, unfortunately, because nice licensing. Honestly, the key to learning how to create stuff like this fast, is a lot of dedication. Like, I did not get here quickly. It takes a lot of work. It's totally worth it, in my opinion, but you have to be prepared to do a lot of work. And also, stop me if you're curious on what I just did, or, you know, what software I'm using, stuff like that. This is Blender, by the way. Yeah, Blender 3D. It's free. And the main thing I'm worried about right now is making something that is tileable. That is the big thing. Huh. So that must not be a 45-degree angle. Honestly, almost all of my knowledge is self-taught. I just have been going online, trolling the tutorial forums, you know, stuff like that. But one of the best ways to learn with game design especially is to just play around. I mean, you know, open the program and twirl some dials. One thing that I like to do is find a dial and then twirl it up all the way and see what it does, and then tweak it back down to where it looks good, and then just do that a couple times until you kind of learn how it works. Also, one other thing, if you're making games, reference images are amazing. Like, use as much reference as you possibly can, because there's nothing more realistic than real life. Oh crap, did I already capture that? Huh. Hold on. Gonna look up what a truss looks like really quick, because I think I forgot the style of how it looks. Okay, yes, so it does work the way I thought it did. There we go. Oh crap. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. GG, lag. GG. Okay. Right now, what I'm mainly focused on is tileability. I want to be able to just copy-paste this model across an axis and have it look right. There we go. That looks like a truss. Alright. Center it. And export. Fairly low poly too. Actually, hold on. Join. Truss. Back into Unity. Where did it? There it is. Wow, that is big. Just scale that down just a little. I think that is good. Oh man, that sounds rough, lag. You okay now? Yeah, don't die! be really great is if I have a shop light back here that casts some nice shadows of the truss. Alright, look at that! That is definitely some truss action. Ooh, and it's already casting some really nice shadows. If I move these lights up, though, it'll look awesome. Oh, thanks, Red Cloud. Always appreciate a new follower. Okay, oh! Huh. See, there's a problem, because we can't have that much truss shadow. Otherwise, it'll look way too weird. I'm gonna have to rotate it all down. I just hope it doesn't break the effect, the lighting that I have going on right now. Oh, not at all. Awesome. Okay, right, so what kind of stuff goes up here? I guess I can start it off by adding just some boxes, because there are boxes on actual trusses. I used to do some lighting stuff. They're like MIDI splitter boxes. So, I'll go ahead and add one of those. Where's that? Right there. Okay. Thanks. It's not my mix, actually. It's a Monstercat track. I play pretty much exclusively Monstercat music because their licensing makes it super, super easy. If you're interested, it is Monstercat Best of 2014. And it's just 2 hours long of just straight Monstercat label stuff. Okay, so the next thing up here, I guess I could work on making some lights. Because what I kind of want these to be, I kind of want these to be like work lights for people working on the truss, or just like house lights. And then on the truss would be like the drama lights, like the kind of stuff that would be pointed specifically at the podium and stuff like that. And yeah, Monstercat is definitely my favorite EDM label. Like almost all of their stuff is good. It's amazing. Alright, if I jump back into Blender, zoom in. Yeah. Now this cylinder I can afford to have slightly higher vertices because I'm not going to use it as much. The reason I made if I jump back to Unity, this truss right here, if you look at it really up close, it's super, super low vertice. Like, you can definitely see where all of the lines are. But, no, I can't do deadmau5 because he's on a different label. But up here, if you look at this, it's definitely way lower vertice, and that's just because it doesn't have to be, because you're only going to be able to see it from down here, and from down here, you cannot tell. And so I'm not going to waste my polygon budget on stuff you can't see. But these, the light that I'm working on right now, can be higher poly because it's going to be more pronounced and I'm going to use it more often in other places probably. Scale that on the X. Take that, extrude, in, and extrude in this way. I'm just going for a very, very quick and dirty dome kind of. But okay, on the Y like that. Move it up. Extrude on the global Z. And I guess I should probably try to do, at least try to do some wires. Yes, I was going to do that, but I've had problems with Plug.dj. Like, I tried to merge my account with another account on Plug.dj, and I kept getting errors, and then I looked around, and I thought it was closed for a while. It might not be closed. If it's not, I'll start one. In fact, hold on, I'll start one right now. Plug.dj. Yeah. It is easy for me now, but you have no idea. It does take a lot of work to get there. If you like ever have trouble making something on stuff, don't worry. I did too. It was very, very difficult to get up to that level. Hold on really quick, guys. I'm just taking a quick break to make a Plug.dj. Ah. Yeah, no wonder I can't log in. Yes. Oh, okay. Thanks for stopping by, Red Cloud. I'll talk to you later. See ya. Oh wait, actually, no, I can't do a Plug.dj because licensed music. If I do that, you'd have to listen to it on your own. I can't actually put it on the stream. Sorry. Are you guys just finding all of the emoticons that you can? There we go, I think that looks enough like a wire. Okay, that looks a little ridiculous, honestly, hold on. And I know exactly why, it's because that's way too long. Grab... local X? Local Z? Come on, no, don't do that. There we go, good enough. The thing about the copyright is, basically how it works is I can actually stream the music, that's no problem, like the music will actually go through, but the recordings afterward, if there's copyrighted music in it at all, they'll basically just mute the whole audio track. And I can't get the unmuted audio track, and I want to post these, to YouTube, so that's why, basically. Alright, I think that is a fairly convincing looking spotlight. Yeah, I know you can, but if you're using copyrighted audio, the audio won't transfer. They'll just mute it. Okay. Back into Unity. My YouTube is... hold on, actually. I think it's metallic, but I'll look it up. Yeah, it is. That is my YouTube. I tried to post. I did a stream the day before Valentine's Day or Valentine's Day, and I tried to post it up there, but it said it was too long, so I need to edit that and break it up. Okay. So now I'm just going to basically add on some spotlights and make it look like an actual lighting truss. This is an actual area of expertise that I'm in. I used to do some lighting stuff, so I know exactly how it should look. Basically. Which is a plus. Yep, I just got shot. Hey. I actually sung that. I acted in it. I'm the main guy in the jacket, and I'm the person singing. So, yep, you can use that to taunt me forever. How terrible I am at singing. Okay, so one thing I'm going to do to make this look much more realistic is I'm actually going to put lights inside of here. So, like, an actual Unity light. Okay. Spotlight. Okay. Yes, actually, I can play the song on stream, because I do own the copyright to that. So yes, hold on, give me a second.
Sometimes.
There it is.
Beautiful happens in this world.
Oh boy.
Express yourself so. And Nikola Tesla. You just gotta sing. I just got shot.
Hey. Oh god.
Felt so good. Felt so good. Let me put my inventions over there. He is a really good guy, and he would never steal. Would never steal. Now I'm not going back up to the past. Have you ever got shocked?
Oh man, the 3D is messing with my head.
It felt so good when I did it with my coil. Edison let me do it. It literally just happened. Getting shocked and make a rich man out the poor. Never guess where I just came from. I made AC. If I had to describe the feeling, it was the bee's knees. It made the
Okay,
dream.
so
My brain felt great, and I called my parents right after I was done.
I'm basically gonna have to take both of these things and rotate them down around to where I want them.
Rest was sure. Nice of him to let you do that thing. Nice of any guy ever. Now sing. I just got shot.
Yes, that is my real voice. That is me. There is auto-tune in it, but not for the reason you think. There's auto-tune in it for it to be funny, basically. Yeah. And I sang badly on purpose for that one reason.
I'm so humbled by Edison's ability to steal all my stuff, because honestly, he can't get to me. I'm so
shadows. There we go, man. Now we got spotlight on Mr. Presenter. Ooh, and you know what? Also on Mr. Presenter, I could put a flare on that light to kind of hide the spotlight almost, so that even if it's not pointing in the exact right spot, it looks okay.
I think you might have been a killer.
So, lock that.
Still counts.
So, oh wow, that's bright. Huh, I don't know. That doesn't look half bad. One that I really like, though, is, I like a laser. That's a little too intense, though. I also like, cheap plastic lens. Ooh, that's much more of an outside one, though. Alright, back to the Monster Cat music. Gonna add in some Haywire, because he's my favorite. What do the subtle ones look like? Ooh, there we go. Oh yeah. Maybe slightly less subtle. I think I'm gonna go with digital camera because I think that one looks the best, the most realistic to what an actual spotlight looks like. The player can get there, but you know, from down here you'll be able to see the spotlight still anyway. So, you know, but there are actual stairs, and the player is allowed up here. So, you know, might as well. And then I'm going to go ahead and get the player from 2 angles. Man, I just love this song. I'm gonna have to turn it down a little bit though. Probably way over my voice. Yes, I do. Right now I'm technically on the trial version, but I have a subscription because my school pays for it, basically. I'm not doing anything in here that you can't do in Unity Indie, though. I am using Dynamic Shadows, which is a Unity Pro feature, but I'm not using them in any way that you couldn't use baked shadows. Basically, I'm not like moving stuff around in the level that would change the shadows, so you could totally bake it into a texture. So, you know. Actually, I take it back. I am using some shaders on the camera and on the glass. But the level would still look as good without those. Honestly. Okay, and now I have to tweak these lights because they are way, way too intense. Where are you? Oh. I'm like, why am I not controlling both lights? And it's like, oh, maybe I have the view locked to one light. That would help. There we go. So now, much, much better. Alright, and I have to turn these speaker lights down because that's just way, way too much. Speaker should not be getting that much lighting. I think that's about it, honestly. I should probably add in some more lights, for, I don't know, stuff like the speakers or whatever. Yeah, I think... I don't know what else I can add to this room, honestly. I really like the idea of, since we can't put stuff here, like making shadows up here on this wall, because, yeah, I do need the projector. Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, I'll model that really quick. Into Blender we go! Oh crap. Oh, and the music's over. No! Okay, hold on. I'll need to... Oh, don't subdivide. Okay. Smooth Criminal. There we go. Still technically Monster Cat because it's a remix. When I'm doing map design, most of my work is done in Blender or the Unity editor. But whenever I'm doing level logic, like for example, if there's an elevator or if, you know, there's sound zones or stuff like that, that stuff is all done in Unity, or the Mono Develop program. Oh man, this song is grooving. I think that a subsurf on this wouldn't be too bad. Problem with Subsurf is they make everything kind of look like it's from the 90s. It doesn't look too bad here, actually. Except for on this, I'm gonna have to change this anyway, but good enough. And I have that there. I will just delete those vertices and then connect these faces. A smooth criminal. That doesn't look half bad, actually. That looks like a somewhat realistic projector. I'm kind of proud of that, actually. How simple that was. Okay, so, take that. And then put it in the editor. Unwrap cube projection. That looks good enough to me. Projector. Back into Unity. Ooh, one thing I never checked. How does... Okay, good. You can't even see the trust roll. I was worried about that for a second. So we go inside level 1. Oh, perfect. And I can have this sit right on the MIDI splitter. There we go! Yeah, oh, sorry, is the music too loud? Sorry. There we go. Music should be slightly better now. Sorry about that. Alright, so this is the light that I'm currently using for the projector light, so I'm just going to move that right up to the lens. Alright, and then choose a flare for it. Ooh, yeah, and that's the end of the song, so I'm just gonna choose something else. Sure, that other random Monster Cat track. Hope it's good. Alright, so light flares. Where are all the good flares? Okay. Remember there being more here. Random is that has built-in button. I like the area of the background, but it's clickable. What I would do, E6, is I would create invisible buttons or buttons that just don't render, that go over that area. I think you can do that. I think you can like register the button with Unity and then just tell it not to render. I try that. There we go, that's not too bad. Alright, look it up. Oh man. Flare City! Hold on, make sure you can't see those from here. Good, I don't think that you can. That's really good. Yeah, or you could just put something out in 3D Space, give it a transparent shader, and look for a on-clicked event. That'd be another good way to do it. Okay, so now with 1. I'm just gonna give it some random texture, just to make it stand out a little. Just matte black. There we go. Don't look half bad. Alright. Ooh. Now we're getting shadows, though. And now we're not again. Alright. I think... What else could we do with this room? Python room. No. Not really. Unless you learned C# enough or JavaScript enough to make a Python compiler, but that's just ridiculous. Just learn the languages that are in Unity, pretty much. C# can do a lot of stuff, and so can JavaScript. Honestly, they're kind of equals almost. I think it's just have two languages so that people don't have to learn one specific one. But it's very extensible. It's great. Yeah, I can never get Python because every time you run it, there's like a console, and I don't like that. Then again, I am a Node.js fan, so I can't talk too much. Yeah, I started off in the web domain, so I am used to the PHPs and the JavaScripts. So, why is that so intense? What light is going that direction? Oh, it's that, isn't it? That's why. I have this light up here as like a construction light, and I have it in the most impossible to select place. But, yep, that's why. I'm personally kind of a Java fanboy, just because that's what I was raised on. Oh my god, this is so annoying. Which one is it that has the range? That better? Oh, so much better. Okay, there we go. I don't know why, it was just... Unity was like, yep, there's nothing in the path of that light. It's cool. Alright. Yeah, I mean, the thing with programming languages is they're all kind of like English on some level, but, you know, you can't extend the metaphor too far, otherwise you start losing functionality. You know, I mean, like, I was raised on Java, and honestly, I don't really like Java that much, just after I've learned about it, because it's just so easy to get an error. Java will error on literally everything. But, you know, I personally really like JavaScript, because, like, the web technologies are really easy to code for. Like, if you make something in HTML, literally nothing is invalid HTML. Like, a browser will take any code. And it'll be generally okay with it. Like, it might not like it, it might error out to the console, but it won't error out to the user. It'll just display it as plain text if it comes to that. Alright, so basically this hallway is just a show hallway, so I'm going to copy paste it down to the end because it's going to be a show hallway because there's debris in the way of getting to it, so you can't actually get to it and pretty much break the game. I'm pretty much both, to be honest. I have done everything from be a systems architect to be a web designer. I'm actually really good at web design too. Like, I will design a amazing looking WordPress theme in like 6 hours, and it pays well too. I'll get like $600 for a 6-hour WordPress theme, which is not bad at all. But this is more fun. The different C languages, basically the difference between them is what level you're working at. Like, C is a very low level language on its own, pretty much. But then, you know, if you go to like C#, that's a more higher level language. So C# is more similar to Java. Oh, and yeah, CSS is not a C language. That's cascading style sheets. That's a web technology. Why did this not copy the way I thought it would? Yeah, I don't know what it is, but Java and C is like the Bloods and the Crips of the coding world. It's just like they all seem to hate each other for some reason, which makes no sense to me. Programmers unite, man. Great thing about this hallway is it doesn't have to be perfect, because this is just a show hallway. It's not a level hallway. So you know what? That's good enough. I'm accepting it. Crap. The lights don't mess up. Shh. We don't talk about that. Failed symmetry. There we go. Show hallway completed. Although I will delete these red lights because you can see both of them in the same scene, and that looks really weird. Good luck, Milkman. Java and CSS? Ooh. Yeah, Python, man. I would suggest learning some PHP too, because that's a very, very nice language to learn. Although it seems to be kind of just a random toolbox of assorted tools, some of which kind of work, some of which work in totally unexpected ways, but whatever. Yeah, exactly. Java and CSS. It might just be a crash course on the difference between object-oriented programming and what's the other one? The one cycle. I forget what it's called. That type of programming. Or it might just be maybe web servers in Java? Yeah, it's probably JavaScript and CSS, honestly. Okay, guys, I'm going to take a quick, 2-minute break to go downstairs and get some soda and go to the bathroom and stuff. I'll be right back, so please don't leave. BRB. There we go. That's pleasant enough. I'm not going to be here for a second, and I will start you guys off on some more music. So, be right back. Hello again. I have returned. Okay. I wouldn't say that, Milkman. Game development really isn't a regional thing. It's kind of a thing you, just do, and then people from all over will come to support you if you make good games. Oh, and yeah, them drawing skills. By the way, sorry if I'm not doing anything, I'm just reading up on the chat messages. Yeah, I do a lot of that too, to be honest. I do a lot of Skype, like, I hold very many long Skype calls, like 4 to 6 hour Skype calls. And it's not that bad, actually. If you, like, screen share, it's like being there. It's almost better than being there at some points, because you have, a lot more tools where you can, like, all work on your own computer and kind of see each other, or see what you guys, see what each other are all working on. Like, I can't English, sorry. Yeah, basically. So yeah. I'm eating my small second dinner of pepperoni, because pepperoni is just delicious. Okay, so now I'm not really sure what I'm going to do after this room. I'm kind of just winging this level, to be honest. Kind of spinning it in the most interesting way. So I'm thinking I'll put a hallway here. But then should that be the end of the level, do you think? Or should I try to continue it on just a little bit more? I'm not really sure. 121 hours. Wow. What happened in that? Did you guys start the zombie apocalypse or something? That is very impressive. Like, I think, doesn't Skype disconnect you after, like, I think it's after 10 hours, Skype will disconnect you, I'm pretty sure. Anyway. Ooh, the game's up again. Or, the game, sorry. The music. Ooh, till it's over. This is like our anthem at school. We'll ride into battle on a robot. Alright, so, I tried to pick something sciencey, by the way, for this. This is an actual topic, and it's super cool, and I'm very interested in it, so I already had a slide on it. So I basically just exported it as a picture and tried to put it up here. I'm not, well, you know what I could do, actually, is take this out and edit it in, that's very loud. Edit it in Paint to kind of add the keystoning of the projector. That's how you make something look like it's a projector, is improper keystoning. Which I guess I will do. Dem drawing skills. Oh no! I dropped the pepperoni. There we go, it has been saved. Oh wait, I can't do this in Paint.net. I'm gonna have to go to Chrome for this. Come on, OBS. Picture capture. Okay. I think... No, it's the opposite direction, isn't it? Yes, I'm pretty sure it's the opposite direction. This is what keystoning is called, by the way. It's that thing when you project onto a wall from an angle and it looks like that. That's keystoning. And basically, I'm just going to apply this as a texture to the plane. I think that would be the easiest way of doing it. I'm pretty sure. So I'm just going to do that. Transparent diffuse. Why is it doing that? It, like, for some reason makes me add in some blue again. There we go. Now it looks pretty much white. I do want it to look slightly miscolored, just because I think that would look the most kind of realistic, but I think that does, for the most part, look kind of like what a projector would look like. Huh. Alright. So, I'm going to, to fix this by making that come out, applying that to, oh god, what have I done? So 1.8 and then O2. Really? Ugh. I hate when Unity does this. It's like, your textures are sideways now, and it's like, why? Because! Alright, oh, yeah, sorry, forgot to change it back. I'm in Unity now. I'm actually working on Unity. I say as I tab back over to Chrome for the music. Okay. So I want to get this as close as I possibly can without actually clipping through it. I think that's as good as I'm going to get. I definitely don't want this casting or receiving shadows, because this is supposed to be light. I think that looks good, I think. See, is there any way that I can make it, like, actually have self-illumination and be transparent? Oh yes, there we go. Oh, that's perfect. I want it to be blown out just a little bit, because that makes it look just perfect, like it was projected on a terrible projector. Alright, I think that looks perfect. I think this room is pretty much done. I got the nice shadows on the wall that kind of break it up. It's not perfect, but it's good enough, I think. Alright, so now to work on this hallway. I think I'm just going to take the lazy route and just keep copying that segment that I was working on, which is somewhere. Okay. By the way, I haven't even shown you what this game looks like when you actually play it. So I'll do that, because I do have some camera effects. So I guess I'll just show you guys really quick. So I have some motion blur on the camera, not much, very, very small amount. This just helps with the realism. I don't know what it is, but when you add just a tad of motion blur, it makes it look infinitely more realistic. And wow, this needs some optimization. Yeah, it's like, look at this one light. Way, 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 way faster. And you look over here and it's like, oh god! Hold on, actually. That reminds me, I should probably pull out the profiler on this. Yeah, motion blur. I know. I'm gonna have a menu option to turn it off. I personally like just a little bit of it because it just makes it seem more realistic to me. When you turn your head, you don't see perfectly. You have a little bit of motion blur. My specs, I'm running an AMD FX 3600 CPU. My graphics card is a MSI Radeon R9 280X and 16 gigs of RAM. Wow, it's like, look over in this one corner, profile's like, yep. Look over in this corner, profile's like, oh god! Okay, so, now that I've got that actual data, if I look at it, majority of it was on render, drawing, opaque geometry, lighting. Okay, so that's the problem. Wow. I just looked to my left and realized how many Pepsi cans I have right next to me. That is kind of a ridiculous number. I have 10 empty Pepsi cans next to me. That is... How am I not dead? MLG Pro! Yep. Okay, I don't know what I'm gonna do because I have to make this game somewhat optimized. You know what I could do? The easy way out, because I know what it is. It's these windows right here. That's what's causing the lag, just because it takes so much render power. You know what I could do is go down to shaders, new material. What's that new material? Anyway, and just copy that and then change that. Good new material. I don't know. That. And then make that just like diffuse. Diffuse. There we go. Diffuse purple. Look how much faster it runs! Oh my god! Wow, that is kind of ridiculous. Okay. You know what? I'll turn it up even more by making it self-illuminated, so it just doesn't show. It's just purple. In fact, I will very, very quickly just download a broken texture thing. Alright, got a different song. Broken texture. Oh, please don't tell me I'm gonna have to actually make that text. Oh god. I am. Okay. Not happy about this. I'm gonna have to make it. Okay. Let's do 20 by 20. I'm just making a very, very quick broken texture. Okay. Broken. Okay, transition back into Unity. Broken. By 20. There we go, that looks good. So now I'm just not showing those windows at all, and look how much faster it runs. As soon as I capture my... Oh! Huh. That's really odd. I thought it would run 20 times faster. I need to check that out. What actually is making that? I was kind of counting on the fact that that was the problem, is the opaque geometry. Alright, so I've got a snapshot of it. Okay, so... physics. Okay, I understand the camera. It takes a lot to... Oh, maybe the blur thing wasn't that. But why is physics so... take so much power? Huh. Do I just have too many rigid bodies somewhere? Oh. That's probably what it is, honestly. By the way, do you guys have any actual like suggestions for the game? Is there anything that you think that I should add? Anything that you think would be cool in a game like this? In chat, just like give me suggestions. You can do it through either. There is a paid subscription, and there is just a one-time deal. The one-time deal, I believe, is $1,500. And the once a month is, I think, $75 a month. Oh, sorry about that. Make them slightly bigger. I just have them there as a replace texture for, you know, because this isn't working. No, 1,500, not 15,000. Honestly, an i7, the most use you'd get out of something like that is if you're rendering with Blender, like rendering actual movies or animations, or if you're virtualizing stuff, or stuff like that. I mean, you really don't need that much CPU horsepower these days. Unless you're doing very, very weird stuff that was not made for those CPUs, like, you know, rendering and such. Start with Unity 3D. Honestly, it's the best engine, in my opinion. It might be a little pricey for Unity Pro, but you can get almost all of the features with Unity ND, which is the free version of it. And it's just really simple to work with, and there are tons of tutorials. Okay. Oh, I cannot stand not using this nice texture. It's so good. It just lags so much. Is there like one thing that is causing a ton of lag or something? Like, are these doing it? Trying to see if there's just like one object that is like seriously lagging down performance. Is it? Oh, you know what it might be. Hold on. That has a rigid body, doesn't it? No? These? What is it? These have rigid bodies. I can take these off. These don't need rigid bodies. These don't. That doesn't. That doesn't need one. That can get away with the box glider. Come on. Alright, I think that's decent enough. Okay, so I think that's about good, honestly. So by the way, if you guys want to download the game that I'm working on now, I have a slightly older build of it on my Dropbox, which I do have. Hold on. I do actually have a level prototype that you can walk around in if you're at all curious of what it looks like. That's the link to it. Feel free to download it. If there are any big bugs, let me know. I'll take a look at them or add them to the list. And yeah, ooh, one thing I could work on in here is lighting. The lighting looks really weird in here because I was going for the blue and orange color scheme, and I kind of have it, but it's too blue, I think, and there's like no actual lights or orange to like counteract it. It's also really not bright enough. It needs to be like that. There we go. You know what else would be good? Jump in the blender and go ahead and model some work lights. There we go. Work light doesn't need to be complicated, right? That's a little too much. There we go. There we go. Yeah, American healthcare sucks. Kind of just learned to deal with it, honestly. Very low poly on this because it doesn't have to be high poly. It's going to be very small and not very visible. So rotate X 90. Just make sure that doesn't come through because the player probably will see that side. Really? Is there no copy paste? Whatever. I guess we're just having one support post on it then. And there we go. Close enough. Work light. Congratulations. Wavefront. Good. Light. Jump back into Unity. And work light. There we go. What I can do now is, because I have all of these blue lights in this room, if I add in an orange light, it's going to add a ton of visual interest, basically. And it'll look much, much better. Most people won't know why it looks better, but that's why. It's because of the color scheme. And that's why we're using it, is because you won't know why it looks better. It just does. Put that in the center there. And create a spotlight, which is my favorite type of light. You know, because every light in this level is a spotlight. I don't think I'm using anything else, actually. Alright, that's about center. I have to make it really wide to kind of like fake a fluorescent light. There we go. That is a really wide spotlight. Oh man. I think that if we move it forward, it won't have as much of an impact on that. Also, definitely drop. Ooh, actually, no, drop it. Don't draw the halo. That looks really weird. Yeah, so now we have these stark white looking, even though it's really blue room, and then you come over here and it's just orange. Maybe you can make it slightly more orange. And take it, rotate it, and duplicate it on all these walls because it just looks good. Oops. Alright. I don't think that looks half bad, and I really like how I got the color in there. I feel like there wasn't enough orange, and now there definitely is. Almost, maybe too much. Maybe I'll tone down the orange a little bit there. But, yeah. I think it's finally starting to look good. Ooh. That's a gap I need to fix. Actually, you know what? These should be all half lit. It's slightly not scaled right, but shh, no one will notice. Alright. What'd be nice is some highlights on this area right here, because this is kind of barren, to be honest. So what I can do is copy this light over and add in a light cookie. Standard assets. Cookies. And add in one of those. And then rotate it. I'll need to find something that will actually supposedly be casting, in air quotes, that light. But just something to make it a little bit more interesting. I find the light cookies always make everything look a little bit more interesting. So they're great to add. Alright, there we go. Alright, I think it's looking pretty nice. I guess we'll be going for robots, will be what caused the zombie apocalypse, or not the zombie apocalypse, the apocalypse in this game. So I guess we can go and try to model some. I know there are some Vex parts on the Vex website, which I could maybe get from. But those are a little bit high vertice for what I'm thinking about using. So I might just try to model some quick and dirty robots on my own. in Blender. Yeah, let's do that. Alright, so... Doop. There. Okay, and I'm just gonna go for the basic robot design of two like kind of areas where there are wheels and two areas, and then the middle is kind of like open. This is actually, I do robotics sometimes. This is the design we used for our last competition, which we somehow got really close to winning on. I don't know how, honestly, with our the progress we had on our robot, but whatever. Fun anecdote. Nope, not that. Okay, I'll do that. Alright, what kind of thing? Yeah, I find a lot of robotics teams tend to have the, this kind of robot. If I can... that's not going to be exact and that's going to bug me, but whatever. Tend to have, like, this type of robot where there's something diagonal... There's something diagonal coming down. Kind of like that. And then some space. And then another arm. Alright. Take that face and extrude it out in kind of the same way. Come on, there we go. There we go. And that's kind of like a jib arm, and a lot of robotics teams honestly try to like go for that because it is very strong, very reliable, kind of. So yeah, I guess I'm going to delete these faces and make it kind of into an arm. I'm not going to bother connecting all of them. There we go. There we go, that looks kind of complicated looking, and kind of a little like a robot. I don't know. I'm gonna add in another cylinder, and I'll make some wheels. Oh, nope, have proportional editing on. Crap. I forgot you can't do it like that. I guess I'm doing it in object mode and then merging it. we go. I'd say that looks kind of like a robot. And then join them. And beautiful. We have a robot. Might also want to maybe unwrap it. And then Robot 1. And jumping back into Unity, I'm just going to put it on the desk and copy it a couple times. I'll make other variations of it, but for now, close enough, right? Close enough. And I want these to be like the very primitive version of the robots that didn't really do much, because the ones that do a lot, like, killed people, so, you know. Kind of put it in positions where it looks like it's being worked on and where you can't tell that it's the same robot. Yeah. And I think that's good. I think I might, yeah, I am using Unity Pro. I am. Right now I'm using the trial version, but the director for our program is actually buying the full Pro version. So yeah. So yeah. That's pretty much about it. I'm thinking of taking a break for tonight, because I've been going for, what is it, what time did I start? Like 2 or 3 hours now? Yeah, and I kind of want to take a nap, because it's getting a little late. So, if you guys follow me, you'll be updated about when I'm going back up next. I'm going to try to stream tomorrow again, too. I might even stream later tonight. But yeah. Sorry. If you do want something to do, though, before I leave, I will build the new version of the game, and I will distribute the link for you guys really quick. Okay. Last chat message there. Okay. That. Windows. New domain. Why is he like spamming the chat with emojis or something? Right now, guys, I am doing stuff. I'm zipping up the new build, and then I'm gonna put the link in the chat so that you guys can do it. Oh yeah, Milkman, don't. Sorry, Flag, don't do that, because I will ban you. Okie doke, so I have built the game for Windows, and I am syncing it with Dropbox right now, so hold on, I'll put it so you can actually see what I'm doing. Do-do-do. Okay, guys. So I just put the link in chat. That is the current address that you can go to download the current build of the game, version 0.0.2. It might not actually be up in the folder yet, but as soon as Dropbox decides it's time, it will be up in that version of the box. So yeah. Again, if you guys are at all interested, I will be streaming tomorrow. You can follow me to know what time. I might even stream later tonight, but if I do stream later tonight, it's going to be way later tonight, like 2 a.m., 3 a.m., something like that. Yeah. 3:30 a.m. Yep. I'm not one to do... I actually am one to do that, by the way. Yesterday or the day before, I actually did stay up pretty late working on that kind of stuff. Yeah, if you guys are at all interested, by the way, also on my channel, if you look at past broadcasts, you can watch the broadcast I did a couple of days ago, where I actually do explain a lot of the stuff, the steps I did to get to that part of the game, and I also do like a tour of the game, and like I show you around and how I did certain things, and the meaning behind it. So yeah, make sure to follow if you're interested in coming back, because this was really fun. And that link I sent is the Dropbox to the current build. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Good night.